Okay, now we're at number 10 and we're going to talk about hyperbolas. Okay, now hyperbolas are very much like ellipses, except there's going to be that box in the middle. There's a minus sign instead, and a squared is what's first this time, not what's biggest. Okay, and the one that's first tells us what direction the hyperbola goes. So the center still comes from change the sign. So negative 3, 1 is what we have as our center here, which would be in the middle of the two branches. It's in the y squared direction, so that means it's going to go in the y direction. Okay, so that means that the answer is going to have to be A. The only two that are going in the y direction are A and D. This is the y direction. And negative 3, 1 has to be kind of the center, and that would not be D. So the answer is A. Okay, now on this one, same type of thing, except you have to get 1 on one side first. So you're going to divide everybody by 144, and you're going to simplify those fractions. 16 over 144, if you hit math 1, will tell you 1/9. So that's x squared over 9 minus y squared over 16. If you take 9 over 144 and math 1 it, equals 1. So it's going to be in the x direction. So it's going to be this way, which is the x direction. It's in the x direction because it's first, which means I can get rid of these two choices. The center is 0, 0, because there's no parentheses. Now, both of these have center of 0, 0. Okay, so now we need to go look at this guy. A squared is 9, which means A is 3. So those vertices will be in the x direction to the right 3 and the left 3. Now this one went to the right 4. This one went to the right 3. So my answer is B. Okay. This time we're going to find the equation. They're going to tell us the asymptotes and the vertices. So what I got here? I have a vertices are at 6, 0 and negative 6, 0. Okay, and that tells us a few things. That tells us the graph is going to go this way and this way, which is the x direction. So those guys are out. It also tells me my A value, my A is 6, which means A squared is 36. So my answer is B, and I don't even need to look at those asymptotes to get the answer. Okay, here's a hyperbola. Which is the correct graph? Well, the center is going to be 1, 1, and it's in the x direction. So, not it, not it, not it. The answer is B here. Where are the foci? Foci comes from C. Okay, and for a hyperbola, it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Since this is a minus, this becomes a plus now. 16 plus 9 is c squared. 25 is c squared, and c is 5. So you count that from your center, 1, 1. There already is a sketch here, except I don't really like it that much. So you're going to go inside. So you're still going to be up 1, but you're going to go to the left and right 5 from there. So I will now be up 5 plus the 1. So 6 up 1. I was at 1, 1, but now I'm going to go to the left 5. 1 minus 5 is negative 4, but I'm still up 1. Now, the asymptotes are going to be, this is going to be the hardest question on the test, in my opinion. Okay? So, the asymptotes come from the box. Okay? So, I'm just going to kind of sketch this out for you. Okay, so we are at 1, 1. In the x direction, I went 4. In the left direction, I went 4. And those are where the vertices are. Those are the ends of the boxes. It's going to go this way and this way, okay? Now I go up and down 3. And we draw in our box. Okay, we need to find the asymptotes. Okay, so the point is 1, 1. The slope, what did I rise? I rose 3 and ran 4, so 3/4. One of the asymptotes I'm going to get from using y equals mx plus b. I'm going to use this point and this slope to figure out the y-intercept is. Okay? Then I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm going to use negative 3/4 and 1, 1. Okay? So, let's find the asymptotes here. So, y equals, so 1 equals 3/4 times 1 plus b. 1 is 3/4 plus b. Subtract 3/4. 1/4 is my b value. So my first equation is, my first equation is y equals 3/4 x plus 1/4. Now, the second one, you'll do the exact same thing, except you're going to use the negative 3/4 slope. So now it's 1 equals negative 3/4 times 1 plus b. 1 is negative 3/4 plus b. Add the 3/4. Hit math 1 in your calculator to turn it to a fraction. So 1 plus 3/4, math 1, 7/4. Okay, so y equals, this time it's a negative 3/4 x plus 7/4. Okay, so you're going to use that center point in the slopes from the box. Do y equals mx plus b 2 times to find the asymptotes. That will be a hard question on the test. Okay, this one, you gotta get 1 on one side and simplify those fractions. So I have x squared over 4 minus y squared over 9 equals 1. Okay, it's going to be in the x direction. And the center is 0, 0. So a little sketch here. Center is 0, 0. In the x direction, I'm going to count to the right 2 and the left 2. Those will be my vertices. Foci comes from c. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. 4 plus 9 is c squared. C is the square root of 13. And I'm going to go to the right and the left, the square root of 13. So that gives me the square root of 13, 0, negative square root of 13, 0. What are the asymptotes? Okay, the asymptotes are going to go through the center here, which is nice. I need to go in the y direction 3 for the rest of the box. So there's my box. And what did I rise? I rose 3 and ran 2. So the slope is 3 over 2. Okay, the y direction will be the rise always. Okay, and then which one of these is going to be my graph? Well, it's going to be in the x direction. And I went to the right 2. So x direction to the right 2. This one went to the right 3. This one went to the right 2. This is going to be it. Well, this one went to the right 2 as well. Hold on. Which one is the right asymptotes? Rise 3. 1, 2. This is it right here. Almost missed it. Rise 3, run 2, x direction, right 2. Okay, I'm going to stop here. That was the hyperbolas up to 14.